Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann here with you on Food, Fitness, and Finance, mostly a podcast about food and fitness. Sometimes we go into finance, and today I'm talking about CrossFit Garage. So if you are in Woodstock, Georgia, and you're looking for a gym, come try us out. CrossFit is by far the biggest hack to health and fitness that I have ever found. So this episode, what I'm going to try to do is I grabbed a bunch of my podcasts that I've done that roll around joining a gym and what does it mean and how does CrossFit work and all that. And I'm going to try to bring it down into one simple episode that I can send out to more people. So you guys can be like, hey, this is what it means to be part of CrossFit Garage. Does it mean the same thing for other CrossFit gyms? Probably not. I don't know. It's probably 50-50. Every CrossFit gym is done independently, so you can do whatever you want. There is no, CrossFit headquarters doesn't tell us or give us barely anything. The only thing I get from them really is our programming, which I follow them as a program because we are a CrossFit gym. It doesn't get more CrossFitty than following CrossFit. I know there's a bunch of other programs out there. I get it, but I like them and it's CrossFit. So that's what we do. Okay. So what does this mean for you? If you're thinking to yourself, man, I am too out of shape to start CrossFit. That is not true. We're going to cover some of that. Everyone will be super fit. But that's not true. Everyone starts their journey. We just had like 2 people start last week that haven't done anything in a very long time. So no, not everybody is super fit. Actually, weirdly, you're going to find that many people hide a lot of their fitness. If they would let me adjust their diet some, you'd probably see it more. So my goal is to help you look good naked and become harder to kill. The look good naked, you have to adjust your food some or it doesn't work. Okay, so will I get hurt? The answer is no, as long as you follow our rules. 1 is show up. 2 is don't do anything stupid today that prevents you from showing up tomorrow. Listen to the coach. That's basically what it is. Don't overreach. Go slow with this. It's totally fine. CrossFit is constantly varied functional movements, executed high intensity sometimes. So what does functional mean? It's just the things we would do normally. So there isn't a lot of movement pattern that goes outside of what we would normally do. Yes, we do push it a bit, but you don't have to do those things like handstand push-ups. When am I ever going to do that? Yeah, that's true. So you don't have to do that. That's totally fine. What actually happens on my first day? I don't even know. I'm a little bit nervous. I also get this one a lot too. Like, I need to be fit before I even start. No, it's actually way better if you come in not having done anything in a while because you'll typically listen to the coach and that goes way better for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do really is go through what it looks like to join CrossFit Garage and then also what can you expect from us. Now, that being said, do we miss the mark? Yes, we're normal humans. Do we aim for the mark? Yes. It's just we're normal humans. So it may not be the best every time. It's probably not going to be the worst ever. But hey, we're trying to guide you. We're trying to get you there. So give us a little bit of grace. And of course, we're going to give you tons of grace to build into the capacity that we're looking for. Okay, so who is this gym for? Who is CrossFit Garage for? If you look at our Wodify stats, basically the average age is about 42. I know, super weird. Jamie Thomas, if you're listening, yeah, 42. I find that strange and unusual. 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. If you go look that up and you ask the question, actually, that should be interesting. I should ask ChatGPT if it knows the answer to life, the universe, and everything. It'd be funny if it said 42. Anyway, it's from an old sci-fi book. So we're for people between the ages of like, I would say, well, I mean, really anybody's age. 18 and older is probably where we're best. I don't have anybody past 70, although a 70-year-old could do this. Most of the gym, the average is 42, which means probably nobody's 42 because that's what averages are. But I would say 30 to 60 is 90% of the gym. There are a couple older than 60, and there's more than a couple that are younger than 30. But that's where the bulk of the people would be. 30 to 50, I think right now we're like 58% male, which like 3 years ago, had I looked, it would have been like 58% female. So I don't know, that one fluctuates more than I thought it would. I figured it'd just be 50-50, but whatever. Normal working people. So if you have a job and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't have time for this. Yep, we're for you. Actually, the way I got started into this was I was trying to train for something fun, adventure races, and I would go out and run or bike for 2 hours. When I traveled, it was totally fine. But when I got home, my wife was like, what are you doing? You're gone again? Why are you gone for 2 hours? Now, she didn't say it like that. She said it super nice, and I just wasn't receiving that. Only later when she said, what are you running from? I'm like, wow, I'm not running from anything. I was just trying to train. Did I realize how that training regimen, going out for 2 hours or going to a gym for like 2 or 3 hours to do hypertrophy or whatever, wasn't what I needed. My thing was I needed a fix for my time. CrossFit fixes the I don't have that much time barrier to health and fitness. If you have 8 hours a day and you can afford really good recovery protocols, man, don't do this. Go do whatever you want. Go what brings you joy. Brings you joy if it's like running, 20 miles a day. Yeah, go do it. I just don't have the time for that. So the thing that CrossFit really solved for me was this impedance to the world that needed my attention, and I couldn't give it because I was trying to do other things. Now, I do think you should be a primary goal in your life, but you need to kind of balance that. So for me, CrossFit gave me my time back. It gave me functional movements. It allowed me to still go on a 24-hour adventure race without suffering. And the other things that I didn't know it would bring is community. So I've got, there's like 100 of you guys in the gym. And I would say that I know maybe like 70 of you guys pretty well, that if you said, Andy, can you tell me 3 facts about Joanna Burns? I'm like, yes, I can. She has a company. The company is around doing lawyer stuff, like translating. So she's a translator in the court community world. She's got a kid that plays soccer. And let's see, what else would I say on there? That's a good one for Joanna. She will do a competition for fun, but not do it because she wants to compete. And she shows up really well. She shows up a lot. Anyway, probably 70 of you guys, I can do that for pretty easily. The others, I don't know, we just miss each other at times. I don't normally go to the 5 a.m. class, and I don't normally go to the afternoon classes, so I kind of get lost a little bit in some of those. But it allows for a connection for me. So anyway, we're for the age group and the people that are just normal and working. Hey, I'm in the prime of my life, except I don't feel prime. We're for parents. I think this is really good I had a kid, and I realized that if I don't do something, I'm probably not going to be around for them like I should be unless I get healthy and fit. Would probably start with food, and then I would go into movement. So we're for parents. We're for professionals. I just don't have the time to do this. Yep, me neither. Weirdly, I would say 50% of the gym is some sort of entrepreneur or in the sales or marketing side of their business. So they understand the time crunch. I think probably the biggest thing is we are a gym for people who really haven't worked out in a very long time. So if you're trying to get your feet wet again, yes, that's us. We do have a couple people, maybe 3 or 4, that are really into the competition side, and I love it for them. I have a few people, 3 or 4, that just barely show up. I wish they would come more, but I get it, right? So I understand the extremes. Our other members don't get to see that as much because, this is what I do. So I see that. But we're for the 90% in between. So the 3 sigma that are not too far away from the bell-shaped curve middle. And that is just the normal people trying to do normal things that want to have a normal and healthy life. We want to be functional. We want to have it succinct. So the time is, it's not a long amount of time that you have to be there. And we want to stack on top of it. Easy stacks are things like, I want to learn more about health and fitness. Great. Your other members are doing that and they're going to share. I want to have a community. Great. The other members are there and they're going to want to talk. Do you want to be friends with everybody? No, there's probably some people that don't jive with you. That's okay. We have built a D&D group out of the gym, and there's 8 of us that show up to play. And then we've got an outdoor group. I think there's like 15 of us in there, and usually maybe 8 or so of us show up at each time to do a thing. There's a rock climbing group. Anyway, there's groups to be part of. There's a line dancing group, right? So it builds community. We stack these things. If you're into data science and you understand what data can do for you, in my opinion, taking that data and drawing the circles and then Venn diagramming that is the best way to go in life. Now, my buddy Justin is like, no, I don't like that. I want my gym people, I want work people, and I want, fun people. I don't want them to overlap. I disagree. I want to find the overlap. For example, there are people that I am finding in this journey that while we may not be the same in the heart or the head, right? We're different people. Our interests line up so much that I can't see how we aren't great friends. So Denny from the gym, he does CrossFit. He does morning Bible study. This guy is a Southern preacher. He's into adventure racing. And so I'm like, hey, you should do some board game night with us maybe. So there's 3 things that he and I line up on. Chris, who he moved, so he's not at the gym now, but he is into CrossFit, he's into D&D, and we were in another men's group Bible study. That's 3 things that we line up on, right? Randy, he's into CrossFit, he is into adventure racing, he comes over for D&D night, and he's into rock climbing, which I like. I'm just not great at because my shoulders suck. So that's 4 things that we line up on. I'm sure there's more, right? Jordan, he's into CrossFit, he's into adventure racing, and he comes over for D&D night. So again, 3 things that line up. David Wallace, we got CrossFit, D&D, and he likes obstacle races, which I'm not great at, but I'm going to try to jump into that. It's very similar to adventure racing. So he and I are working on how do we get that part of us together, right? And there's others like that. So you meet people intentionally, in my opinion, that fit together well. So that's part of what we do. When you join this gym, yes, we're going to get health and fitness, but also we're going to build some community. Okay, so who are we not for then? No, we have a specific people that we don't help very well. If you're going to the CrossFit Games, I'm not saying you're like competitions. I'm saying you're the person who is definitely going to the CrossFit Games. That's not us. I will quickly tell you, you need to do more than what we do. A typical litmus test on this is if I can beat you in the workouts, you're not going to the games. So yeah, you're one of us. But if you're like crushing this stuff, yeah, we're not set up well to work with people that need that much specific attention. So going to the CrossFit Games is different than trying to be healthy and fit. Those that have been there, I've listened to their podcasts, they will say, I messed my health and fitness up by trying to go to the CrossFit Games. They push too much and they have damage that they may not be able to come out of. We are probably also not for the elite sports specialist. So a long time ago, Rebecca, who's a member still, said, hey, I like to do 5Ks. Is this going to ruin my 5K? And I said, hey, are you in the top 10% of the field? She said, no, of course not. I'm like, then yes, we're going to do great for you. And no, we're not going to ruin your times. She actually does better now, and we barely ever run. So it's a crazy thing CrossFit does for you. Gives you these things, these skills, these capacities, even though we don't train them all the time. But that's the beauty of it. We're chasing down the 10 general physical capabilities of people, and we're greedy. We want them all. Yes, we get them slower, but we get them all. It's great. Okay, so if you're an elite sport person, not for you. Now, I say that knowing full well, some of you are like, well, elite, what does that really mean? I'm not saying if you're an ultra distance runner, that counts. That's not, I am an ultra distance kind of guy. I like adventure races that go on for 10 hours. I just did a 50-mile gravel bike race with Lisa Randall's Mountain Goat Adventures. What was it called? Southern Cross. It was a 50-mile bike ride, and I died. But I could do it. So I don't bike very much. Maybe I go to Blankets Creek once a month on average, maybe twice a month, and the summer picks up a bit. But I don't bike very much. And I was able to finish that race. I didn't come in last, but pretty close to last, but still I was able to finish it. So being an ultra racer of some sort doesn't make you elite. I would say you need to put some time in to that specialty that you're doing. But CrossFit is a great way to build the aerobic capacity for whatever you're doing, especially if it's a sport like flag football, right? So something that you're moving and twisting and turning a lot, CrossFit is going to be great for. All right. We're also not for people who don't want coaching. So I actually take that back. Our class structure is not for people who are not interested in coaching. We want to coach you. We want to guide you along. We do try to walk the line of how much is too much coaching and how much is too little. So there are some people in the gym that just won't, like, they've been there long enough. They're like, look, I don't really need to do the deadlift practice. I know what a deadlift is. I'm like, great, move off to the side and just start. And they're like, yeah, cool. So we have an understanding. There are other people like, I am brand spanking new. How do I help? Actually, I had a great conversation with Drew. He's like, Andy, when I came to the gym, I was on my own and nobody really helped. And I wouldn't have stayed if it wasn't for the Vincent Financial Group. He works for them. And I said, yes, that is true. I know that to be a fact. He's like, well, why didn't you do anything? I'm changing the story a little bit to make it more dramatic and to make a point. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. He's like, hey, why didn't you do anything? I was like, so when you showed up, it was the first time that I knew you were showing up. Nobody really told me. I made sure you had a waiver, and your buddies said, hey, we got him. I'm like, cool. So we gave you the freedom to do whatever you wanted, right? And we're okay doing that. If you bring somebody, I tell people all the time, if you want to bring a friend in here, get a waiver, bring them in, stay with them and guide them. Perfect. But we do have a process. So if you're brand new, typically the process is, Andy, I'm interested in CrossFit, or Andy, here's my friend who's interested in CrossFit. I will text them. Typically, the text has these 3 things in there. Here's our waiver, here's our schedule, and here's a video on what you can expect out of a typical class. And then I ask them, what day and class time do you want to come? And then I show up with them and I work out with them and guide them along. Typically, I don't really like work out. I just sort of like, what do you call it? Half-ass it, airball it, whatever. I just do something, but my primary thing is to watch them. If I can't be there, then I give them a coach to do the exact same thing. Our goal isn't to babysit them, but it instead is to handhold, guide them towards self-sufficiency in class. Ask the coach questions, ask members questions. We used to do like a 5-day ramp thing, and it was such a barrier to entry that we got rid of that. Thank you, Randy, for pointing that out. And instead, we just bring you in safely with a coach watching you as you do your classes. Or it can be a friend. That's totally fine. So if you aren't into coaching, then you're probably not good for us. We won't be a good fit. A line that I used to throw out a lot is, we are into coaching, mentoring, and accountability. If you're into that, then you're into us. I guess I should go back and re-listen to my old podcast to find my taglines. So, okay, next thing, CrossFit philosophy. What do we stand by in that methodology? CrossFit's definition is constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity. I'm going to add the word sometimes. Now, high intensity isn't highest intensity. So if you understand that word, I can take out the comma sometimes. High intensity is like 70% effort. We don't want you highest because that's a sport day. You're not coming back. You're taking a couple of days off. So we're into constantly varied. We watch. A reason that I don't program is I have realized when I do the programming, while I am constantly varied, I'm not completely openly varied, meaning I will never practice or program a Turkish get-up. The reason is I don't like them. So I like other people programming because they don't have the biases that I'm going to have regardless of trying not to, and I've tried. They will put everything in there. They're also going to get creative in a way that I just wouldn't have been creative. Like we had a workout the other day that I thought, wow, I would not have put this together like they did. And then actually there was one, what was it? It was like find a heavy bench press for today in about 15 minutes. And then the workout was do 8 sets of 3 reps quickly at 70% of that weight. So we did. And by the end of it, everyone's like, I don't know if that really got what it was supposed to get. So we either did it wrong or it wasn't tested well, but I wouldn't have put that together. They come up with creativity that just isn't in my mind. So I like that. I like following them. Also, it's another weird one. Like when you have a person in the gym programming for us, it gets too intimate. Coaches and members don't know that there are people that complain in both directions about the programming. There'll be whatever the workout is, workout Wednesday. And one person will email me and say, hey, it was too long and heavy. Another person will email me and say the exact opposite. Andy, that was too short and too light. You need to fix those. What do I do with those? I typically I read them and say, and then I hit delete. Guys, nothing I can do about that. What it is people are on a different journey in a different place. CrossFit's idea is to drive everyone to the same person, someone that's relatively athletic. I would probably say it's driving everyone towards being a soccer player body type because they can sprint, they can move, they're usually strong, they're lean. And so that's the idea is it's your athletic. And that's body type. So anyone can play soccer. I wouldn't say basketball because it requires height. Football, the positions are so dependent on where you play that it really doesn't matter. But in soccer, except for the goalie, everybody's doing nearly the exact same thing. And so that body type is about right. It's an athletic body type. So constantly varied. Functional, we train life. I have a little farm and I pick up 50-pound bags all the time, feed, hay, whatever. And I use clean and jerk, put it up on my shoulder to move it down to the farm area all the time. So everything is very functional for life or the sports that you want to do. Picking up a kid, climbing up the stairs, hiking up mountains, moving furniture. I tell people all the time, man, I am here for you. If you need me to move something or do some chores and you're having a rough time, let me know I'm in. If you need emotional advice, that is not me. I will try to sit and listen. At 52, I'm doing much better with this. But if you need emotional advice, you should hire Coach Jamie. She owns, let me pull that up real quick. What does she own? It's Fox Oak Counseling. Yeah, here it is. If you go to foxoakcounseling.com, you can find Jamie's page. She is awesome. I love it when we're hanging out. So she plays D&D. She comes over with her husband and we'll like side conversations. And you can tell she kind of like sits up straight and then like tilts her head a little bit. And you're like, uh-oh, I just went into therapist mode here. What did I say? I love it. So I am the antithesis of all things emotional, and she has got it all. So guys, if you need someone, definitely consider looking into that. She is awesome at bringing the young, the old, everyone to a healthy place. Another part to this is the, sorry if there was some silence there. I was trying to hit pause. I don't know if it was on or off. Sorry. But anyway, yes, CrossFit methodology. No, not really CrossFit headquarters. We're not really big into the headquarters scene. We do run the open. We're doing that right now as I make this podcast, and it's the intramural open. We like to have fun with it. Yes, we do score things, but it's more about did you show up and take pictures and wear a shirt and all that. So the other idea for CrossFit is it does define what work capacity is, and we want to increase your work capacity. If your work capacity is going up, then you're getting healthier and fitter. Work capacity is your, what is it? It's the amount of work or effort across a broad amount of time and movement domains that you can produce throughout your life. So we want to increase that. Okay, so how do you actually get into the gym? Easiest way is go to our website and then email me or text me, I guess. I'm good on my phone as well. I'm best at email, but text is great. So if you go there, you'll find all the information. You can also click to, on the website, there's a contact us. You can do that as well. Or you could even just buy a package online. I've got it set up because somebody sent in a lead form and their email address was just show me the damn prices at gmail.com. I'm like, okay, I get it. So I had Wodify redo our page so that it shows the prices. So, I meant to say this too. So if you're into coaching, we have our membership that includes classes. If you don't want coaching and you just want to work out on your own, we have that. There is an open gym membership you can get that basically is, it's 24/7 access, except not during class time. So you can't come during class. 1, you didn't pay for a class. You're not getting coached. 2, we're using that for people who pay a way higher price. They get priority. So you can come anytime you want and do anything you want in the gym, just not during class times. So what is that? We give you, I think we have 8 hours of classes a day. So that gives you 16 hours to pick from. And the weekends are almost wide open. All right, so your first step. We used to do a no sweat intro. Typically what I'm doing there is just talking to you about what your goals are. I will do that on text, but everybody's goals are so varied. And a lot of times they don't share the specific goal. They just share some ideas like, you want to be healthy and fit. So I don't push too much into that one. What I do try to do is then find a time, a day, and a class that works for you to meet you there to talk a little bit more about CrossFit, but also to get you in to see if you even like it. So we were spending way too much time on the front side qualifying people. You know what? Screw it. Let you qualify you. Come in, see what we do, meet the people. As Randy said, Andy, you're gatekeeping the community with this on-ramp thing you're doing. And the community, yes, we're getting healthy and fit, but the community is almost one of the best things that you have to offer here. You should let people experience that. So we are looking for your goals and your histories, but I'm not going to push deeply into that. I really want you to get in here quickly so that you can see if this even makes sense. Let's see, what else am I saying here? So yes, you're signing up for workouts, but really what you're doing is signing up for a team where a coach can help drive you to health and fitness, right? So the cueing for the coaches becomes different the longer you're in there. So at the beginning, it's gonna be, hey, watch your back. As you progress, we're probably never going to say that because watch your back. We've said it enough times. I end up telling a lot of people, hey, make sure you're breathing. It's a a tip that doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect your fitness one way or the other, really, but it does affect the time that you're getting, which then is kind of your fitness. So in order to have a better time, make sure you're breathing. I see a lot of people hold their breath, right? So we'll drill into like, hey, I would change this. Like I had somebody the other day, what did I give them? I said, you're doing everything. Oh, I know what it was. We're doing some sort of like a thruster or whatever. I said, hey, you're doing everything great. I personally wouldn't change anything. But if you wanted to move faster in this, you're going way below squatting below parallel. You don't have to do that. Plus, you can't lift as heavy when you do that. And I don't even remember who it was. They said, no, that's okay. I like squatting low. That's way healthier for you. I would squat low versus grab weight or time. And that's how we differ from like a games environment. I would rather lean you towards health and fitness all the time rather than just getting a better number. Now we are doing the open and I'm going to make a whole different podcast on that. And why does Andy crush the open? It's pretty easy. I just follow the intended stimulus, but I'll make a whole podcast on that. But on the idea of intended stimulus, that's what we're really going for. We'll give the workout in two flavors, an RX version, so as prescribed, and an intermediate version. And then you can do it as written. I did exactly what you said, or I can scale it down, and that's totally fine. The intended stimulus would be something like, hey, today is a heavy day. We want you to lift heavy. Now, you may say, I don't want to. That's fine. You don't have to. But that was the intention. And then tomorrow is a long cardio day. If you follow the intention of the programming, you'll see how you hit the cycles correctly, and it makes a lot of sense to your body. If you eschew it, well, that's on you, and I can't really help it. But if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. Like, for instance, Aaron Vincent, he's not into, he specifically says, I want to give up cardio to add more muscle. I'm like, that's totally fine. You can do that. He's under the wrong assumption, though, that cardio is going to burn more calories than the other stuff. It doesn't work like that with what we're doing. You have to go for a lot longer amount of time. Though he's on the correct assumption that, hey, if I do, instead of a 400-meter run, if I carry kettlebells and do a couple 100-meter walk, yes, that is going to tax your muscle stamina, thus ask your body to, hey, get better in muscles. Yes, that's true. So eat more and lift heavier things, right? And you can totally do that. You're always welcome to skew the class into the direction you want. The coaches are cool with that. All right, so what does your first class look for or look like? There's always a warm-up. There's usually some sort of skill, possibly a little bit of a strength thing. Then there's us teaching you a technique in that skill, right? And then there's a workout of the day. So the workout of the day could be as short as 3 minutes. It could be as long as 45 minutes. It just depends. And of course, that affects everything else. Like, what does the warm-up look like and what does the skills look like? So that's going to change there as well. After the workout is done, there's usually some sort of cool down. I know most people just walk right out of the gym. I wish they wouldn't. Stretch, roll, something. And then we want you to log results. So here's a thing on logging your results. I would love it if you did it, but not everybody does. For whatever reason, people are like, oh, I'm new and I'm embarrassed about my numbers. Nobody cares. And everybody was there. They totally get it. You just don't know that they get it. Many people, like Dave said this, he's like, man, I really wish I would have tracked when I started, but I was too embarrassed because I would love to know those numbers and how I've done. I'm like, I know. And he goes, I know you said it, but I just didn't really receive it. So whatever. I would love it if you log your results. If you don't, man, that's on you. That's okay. What I would definitely need you to do is log in to class. Logging into class triggers a lot of our systems, so I use Wodify to help run the gym. If you don't log in, it's like, hey, they're never there, and let's do a thing, and it gets super annoying. If you log in, then it tracks everything correctly and says, hey, you're here, and you get credit and all this stuff, and it triggers the right things. Also, if you log your results, then what I'll do usually the next day is I go through our personal record report, and I send out texts like, hey, good job. So log in and log your results are great for me. You don't have to, though. Also, scale and modify whatever you need to. Ask the coach, what would I do here? They're totally going to help you and tell you. Beginners are totally welcome. I would say we err on the side of beginners and intermediates as a gym, more so than I take that back. I say we've been here a long time. If I look at a quick, let me pull this up because I'm actually fascinatedly interested in this. If I pull up our client list and I sort it by how long you've actually been here, so I can do that. Client 4, yeah, I can do that. So For me, it says, I've been here for 18 years and 2 months. Of course, I own the gym, so of course I have. We didn't start using Wodify until like 2013. So David Wallace is first on the list at nearly 13 years. Holy crap. And then if you go down the list, even on the first page, oh wow, that's a massive first page. So what is it doing? The first 100 people, that is a lot. Let me change that to the first 50 people so I can see what it would show us. So the first 50 people have been here for 2 years or more. I have my buddy Justin LeBreckin here. He's like right at the line. I restarted his date. He started way back before we had Wodify, so he's been here way longer than this thing is showing. But anyway, 50 members in the gym have been here for more than 2 years. If I break that number down into the 20 people on the first page, yeah, it's 6 years. Aaron Vincent hit 6 years either this month or last month. So people have been here for a pretty long time. So I'm wrong. They do stay for a while. It's not that they're staying for a while. It's that they're looking for their health and fitness to the long time. And we do that. What we don't do is like, hey, I've been doing this. I want to go to the game. So we're for the normal people doing normal stuff, not I've become a super uber athlete and I am exploding and I'm going to the Olympics. That's just not what we're into. And there's nobody like that around us. So it's good we're not into it because that would be bad business, right? Okay. So while I would say we don't throw anybody into chaos, for you, it probably looks like it. Everything is structured and organized and we know what's going on. You just don't. So know that the members know and the coaches know. And if you follow the process, hey, Andy, I've got a friend, or Andy, I'm looking at, then you fit the process. And I typically tell the coaches like, hey, Timmy's coming. He's never done CrossFit. I'll be coming to his first class with him and then keep an eye on him. And they know that. And they know that when you move kind of different, they're like, okay, I need to watch that person, even if they didn't read that text. Okay, my daughter said, Dad, let's go on a walk with the dog. She's home for spring break. So I've got a couple more bullet points, but I'm going to pause you here, which will look like 2 seconds, but for me, it might be an hour. And I'm back, and you didn't even notice. So, all right, how coaching works. I typically roll out with the coaching, start off with principles. So we have fun, fitness, and for coaching, the 3 Fs. I know, for coaching is not a word. And somebody actually blew it, the joke. They said, hey, you could say form. And that's true. We want to have fun. That's the biggest part. If you have fun, you'll come back. If you come back, I know you're going to get fit. CrossFit works. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I'm living proof. And then if you're coming back, we can coach you. So I had one guy interview to be a coach, and he was so hardcore in the coaching that he was a jackass. And people were like, do not bring him back. That guy should never be back here. I'm like, okay, got it. So it is an interesting thing. There is a line in the coaching that you have to walk, and it's different for everyone, though similar-ish, that anyway, they need to know how to read the audience for sure. So fun, fitness, for coaching. If you have fun, you'll come back. If you come back, you'll get fit. And once you're coming back and you know that we can deliver, you're going to really listen to what we can say on the coaching side. So that's kind of the way we do it. Our biggest thing is, hey, let's be safe. That's why rule number 2 is don't do anything stupid today that'll prevent you from showing up tomorrow. We want movement quality. I hear you. Some of you guys are like, I wish you would no-rep me. Sure, I'll do it. You know what you do? You don't even pay attention to it. So rule number 1 is show up. We want you here. But we do want quality. And the reason is that having a 500-pound back squat that you only dropped 1 inch isn't really worth it. It doesn't do anything for you. I'd rather you have a 100-pound back squat, but you went 1 inch below the actually necessary depth. There is a quality of life that you're gaining from having these abilities, especially in the long run. So having a good range of motion and moving well is super important. We actually put that in front of performance, but I get it. Like right now we're in the open season and people want to perform. Will we take some sloppy movement? Yeah, as long as you're safe. So it's kind of a moving scale, but it always is safety first, quality, and then performance. So we'll tell them, hey, we want movement, or we want you to be able to control the movement before adding weight. We want you to master the weight before we add speed. And then we want speed as long as it's not pushing the barriers of, ooh, that doesn't look good anymore, right? So we want to kind of roll through those. We're going to coach you into that. Accountability, that's a big part of what we do. we want people to exceed. And man, that's why rule number one is show up. If you show up, even if you half-ass it, it's going to work because your half-ass ability will grow. Like Dave had a great one. He said, hey, I redid a workout from a year ago and I was kind of sick. I thought, well, I'll just do a little bit heavier because I'm stronger. I feel it. And I'll just do 70% movement. I won't like put out that much effort. He said, even going heavier and knowing that he was going slower than he felt before, he actually beat his old time. So showing up, even if you half-ass it, is going to work. He half-assed that workout and it totally was better for him. So we put you on the committed board. If you hit, it's 12. It's 12 workouts in the month. That basically is 3 times a week. So 3 times 4 is 12. And you get up on the board. Why? Because I know it works. We used to sell 1 day a week memberships, 2 day a week memberships and all that. And they don't work. People were just paying me money for something that wasn't going to ever do anything for them. And I, as a business owner, I'm like, I just can't do that. I don't want to sell product or sell services that I know aren't working just because it makes good money. That. If I wanted to make really good money at this business, I would probably do Orange Theory. More people pay for that stupid thing than pay for something smart and awesome like CrossFit. So, I mean, hey, let me back that up. If you want to do Orange Theory, by all means, if you'll do it, go do it. I'm just saying the fitness gains out of Orange Theory versus CrossFit are so different that it boggles the mind on how anyone could even try to compare. Okay, so we want you to be committed. I don't do texts when people disappear. I am a fan of putting time and attention onto the qualities that I want. So, for example, when we play D&D, if somebody role plays their character based on the qualities that they put together, like usually there's some sort of backstory, then there's some flaw, and then there's some, heroic bond. And if they play those out, I will say, here's inspiration. So I'm rewarding the stuff that they got rather than saying, hey, you didn't show up, so your character is now, drops a level. That's just being rude, right? So I don't do that. So if you're not interested in showing up or for whatever reason can't, you're not going to get hounded by me. Yes, Wodify will do a thing, but Andy McCann won't. I just don't want to put my time and attention on people that aren't going to show up. Now, that being said, if you're like, Andy, I'm in jeopardy, I have a thing, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go overboard and say, hey, what can I do to help? I have literally showed up to my friends' houses to do chores, blow leaves, mow lawns, whatever. Man, I am happy to help. I've driven children to swimming. I am happy to help, but I'm not here to create something inside of you that is just never going to happen, like motivation. I use my brother as an example. He's like, Andy, I just have a really hard time making it in. I'm like, dude, you live 5 minutes away. This is right. And so we talked about it. And the answer to his problem was just wake up and come. And he's like, I can't. I just can't wake up. And you know what? I can't make you wake up. I'm not going home with you. I can give you ideas and I'm happy to do that. I have podcasts all over that stuff. But if you're not interested, right? So what I do instead is I send out texts. Usually I do it every day. I'm not the best at always doing it. And sometimes the workout doesn't need it, so I don't. But if, I'll take a picture of the leaderboard and say, hey, good job for those that made it on the top of the leaderboard. If it's the same people all the time, which it normally is, I will skip days because they know they were there, right? But if I see a new name in it, I'm like, hey, good job, right? So I'll put it back out there. Or the intermediate side usually changes a lot, so I'll throw that out. Or if I do my PR board, then I'll pull that out. So Wodify will give me a list of personal records, and I'm totally into pulling those up. And texting out goals. We have them on the wall. I talk about them all the time. If you want to share, I will help you out. In Wodify, we actually have something called progressions. Let me pull that up for you real quick. So this is a video and a podcast, so it goes either way. If you want to watch it as video and see what I'm seeing, it's at Andy McCann 42 on YouTube. So anyway, we built out these progressions. We got pull-ups, double unders, rope climb, kipping pull-ups, toes to bar, handstand push-ups, bar muscle-ups, ring dips, handstand walks. So far. We'll put in more if you guys wanted it. And essentially what it does is it says, hey, this is what you would need to do in order to gain that. For example, bar muscle up. Let me do manage levels. So it has 5 levels: strength, transition, confidence, full bar muscle up, mastery. So in strength, if I open it up, it's going to show you what I put in there. It's, hey, to do a bar muscle up, strict pull-ups. If you don't have a strict pull-up, you should probably do the strict pull-up one first. But it says strict pull-ups. Perform strict pull-ups with a focus on range of motion and control the movement. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. If you can do that, move on. Chest to bar pull-ups, 3 sets, 5 to 8 reps. Ring rows, 3 sets, right? So it's building the things that we know you should be able to do. If you can do all of that, you hit advanced meet and you go to the next one. So instead of being on the strength side, then let's go back to transition. So it's going to walk you some things on the transition. The kipping swing, the kipping pull-up, the transition drills with your wrists, your toes, and the dips, right? So it walks you through all of that if that's something you're interested in, you need it. We have that for you. You can do that for free in the app, or better than that is hire a coach, but not everybody wants to hire a coach. So, whatever. We try our best to do the things that you need. And if you say it and I can do it, you better bet I'm going to go try to get it done. Okay. So your goals, man, 99% of that is showing up. That's like the biggest part of the battle. Community, I kind of already talked on this one, but man, we are happy, humble, helpful people, want to be healthy and fit now as well as in their 90s. And that's just who we are and what we're trying to do. You'll notice a difference in the tone of coaches here versus most places because our coaches do this because they enjoy it. Nobody's getting like mortgage money out of this. We tried that before. It doesn't really work. What does work is having people that are motivated and love doing it. So if you're ever interested in like, hey, I think I want to become a coach, let me know. We have a process and some podcasts and videos you can watch. So everyone cheers on everybody else. There is no poo-pooers. We got rid of those people a long time ago, back when we stopped pushing so hard for competitions. People do stay after class and talk and roll. Not everybody, but some people. And friendships actually happen, and it's natural. Weirdly, we've got several members in here that have married each other. So Justin Lebrecht and his wife, Wendy Beck, they met here at the gym. Not this, we were at the other side, old location, but they're married and they got 2 kids. We have several stories like that. Okay. What are you actually paying for? Yes, at this moment, I still, as a business owner, don't pay myself. So I do all this for free. Is it the right way to run a business? No, but I enjoy this. It's fun. It keeps me on top of technology. I get do a lot of cool things. I get to meet people like you. I get to gear, engage, and aim the entire gym. So I'm okay with that. I do want it to get to a place where I actually can get rewarded financially for doing this, but COVID really put through a monkey wrench in it, and the landlord selling the building a couple times put a monkey wrench in that. So like we just got an $8,000 bill for common area maintenance. Ouch! But yeah, whatever. Okay. So you are paying for coaching. You're paying for the building. You're paying for equipment. You're paying for insurance. You're paying for coaches' education. So I just put out about $6,000 to get the coaches all their level 2s. I said, hey, who wants to do it? I will pay for it. 2 of the coaches already went and did it on their own. So I spend the money in a smart way to keep us here and around. And you can actually ask other gym owners. I mean, it's a thing. Right now, there is another gym super close to us that's in jeopardy of going out of business. I feel bad for them, but man, I get it. It's a rough, tough business, especially on the finances. So I get this question, not as much anymore, but I used to. Do you have discounts? The answer is no. Mostly because I've already put it at a price that I don't even make any money. So if you want me to go out of business, then yes, we can do discounts. We don't do discounts. I do give out some membership time. So you guys in your built into the price is my ability to say when someone loses their job, they're like, hey, they have to quit for a while. I lost my job. I'm like, no. Keep coming. When you get your next job, let me know and I'll put you back on a membership. So we give those guys the opportunity to really have community because, hey, we know, like, and trust you. We want you here. You know, like, and trust me. We built community and bonds. We want you to keep coming. There's nothing worse than being out of work and then out of workout. So sometimes they come in even more often when they're out of work. So you guys give us the ability to do that. And that's part of, I guess, you want to be genuine. You want to be helpful. I like helping people, and that's one way we can help. So we don't do discounts anywhere. Another one on that is, where does the discount stop? Hey, it was military. Thank you. I'm pretty sure you get discounts everywhere else. So I'm a teacher. What about me? Like, I mean, I'm sure you get discounts other places, and if you can't afford it, you can't afford it, right? Well, what about, like, where does it end? I'm a librarian. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm a traveling salesman. I've got a kid with a terminal disease. I mean, I don't know. I can't help that much. We would need a lot more members, which would change, like, everything. About 150 members is what we can take. After that, I have to, like, add coaches I have to do something different because we would overload even the most or some of the most bigger classes. Like when the new year started, I think Monday at 6 a.m. had like 19 people in it. I should have thought that was coming. That has dropped back off, but still Monday at 6 a.m. is usually our biggest class. Even now, what is it, March? So that's good. But if it was to continue to be 19 people, there's a lot of adjustments that have to be made. Probably the easiest and biggest and fastest one would be just add a second coach so I get more eyeballs on there. But then we also run into some gear limitations when that happens. Spacing, nah, y'all haven't even seen what it means to be close. You should have saw our old place. It was tiny. Okay. So thank you for trusting me with your health and fitness. Thank you for trusting me with your money. I promise to do the right thing. How do you know I'll do that? Well, one, we're still here. And two, I have a track record of 20 years. Ask people in the business, hey, has Andy ever screwed you over? The answer is probably no. If there's an opportunity to be screwed over, it's because I didn't tell the full story. I don't tell on people. Yes, we've had to let some coaches and members go, but if you dig deep, you're going to find that, oh, well, that doesn't even make sense. What you did, yeah, that's pretty bad. So we have built a community of trust. We've built a community of knowing you and liking you. And we want to grow that. Yes, it is about health and fitness, but I get now as a 52-year-old man, we're going to spend a lot of time there and we're going to build community and we want to help. Our goal is to help you become the hero of your own story in the journey of health and fitness. If you want to use this for a month and then leave and do your own thing, great. If you want to stay here forever, great. Our job is to give you those tools and to propel you towards whatever it is you want. We've got goals on the wall. I hope people are actually doing something towards those. Am I going to pander on you and push on you? A little bit. I sent out a text in, I think it was the beginning of March, or maybe it was the end of February. But anyway, it said, if you haven't done anything on your goals, it's probably not a goal, it's a wish. Let's talk about it, right? Okay. What is your long-term goals? Mine is to be healthy and fit enough to coach my kids' kids in soccer. So what does that mean? Well, healthy and fit enough in my kids' kids. So I got to be 70 and in pretty good shape, or maybe, let's see, Olivia, so maybe 60 in pretty good shape, right? The kids have to like me, and I have to know something about what the grandkids are interested in. Does it have to be soccer? No, I just am pretty well versed in soccer at the moment, but it could be anything. Okay, what else I want you guys to know? I think the call to action is going to be, if a friend gave you this, thank them and ask them, how do I get in there? It's pretty easy. Just shoot me or group text me. That's probably the easiest. And then I'll send you those 3 things I talked about. We'll get you in for a class and see if it's something you're interested in. You could also just go into our podcast, Fitness, Food, and Finance, and listen to a bunch of stuff. Go on our YouTube videos at Andy McCann 42 and listen to those and see if it's something you want to try. I think it's the best thing. It's the biggest hack to health and fitness that I've ever seen. Biggest no-brainer in the history of the world. That's what I think it is. And it's pretty much for everybody that wants to give it a shot. Yeah, we're not great if you want to go to the games, or if you're disabled, probably not great. We just don't have any of the gear for that. We do have a summer strength for kids to help build them up. So anybody can be built up, but yeah, there are some limitations just on the base of the business. I can't help everybody. Like I said, if you're disabled, I have no legs. Yeah, I don't have any of the gear that would be good for that. So if you've been thinking about it, if you want to try your first class, if you just want to test the waters, or you want to just get more information, man, I am happy to help. My number and email address is all over the place. Andy@CrossFitGarage.com is my email address. Go to our website, CrossFitGarage.com. You can even go to our website, hover over gym information, and then go down to free resources, or CrossFitGarage.com/free. And we got a bunch of free resources. There's over 90 workouts you could do at home with very limited gear, like dumbbells maybe. There's our Garage Fitness Online. There's our 60 Easy, which is to combat the 75 Hard, and all sorts of stuff. So go in there, take a peek. I am here for you. I'm happy to help. But you've got to go with those first 2 rules. You've got to show up for yourself, and you got to stop doing things to hurt yourself, right? So not doing anything hurts yourself. All right, guys, this is Andy McCann at CrossFit Garage, hoping to see you soon. Take care.